Why 90% of entrepreneurs fail, and what the 10% do that makes them unstoppable. They say success has no shortcut, but failure leaves footprints everywhere. Look around, thousands start, but only a few finish. Every day, new dreams are born, and every night, countless are buried in silence. The world is full of people who wanted to win, but only a few who refused to lose. Why do 90% of entrepreneurs fail? Why do only 10% rise above the storm, calm, focused, and unstoppable? This is the truth most people never hear. Most people fail not because they are weak, but because they stop believing too soon. They start a business full of excitement, full of dreams. But when the money doesn't come fast, when the world doesn't clap, they quit. The first reason 90% fail is they chase money, not purpose. They ask, how can I get rich? Instead of, how can I make a difference? When challenges come, and they always do, the chase for money dies. But purpose keeps you alive when nothing else does. The 10% who win, they start with why. They don't wake up for profits, they wake up for progress. They know that when you serve value, money will follow. The second reason most fail is impatience. Everyone wants success like instant coffee, quick, hot, and easy. But real growth takes time. The successful understand that patience isn't just waiting, it's working while you wait. They plant, they water, they trust the process. Because every big tree was once a seed that refused to die. So while others give up after a few months, the 10% stay. They build when no one's watching. They keep going when no one believes. The third reason is doing it all alone. Pride makes people think they don't need help. They don't ask, they don't learn, they don't connect. But business is a team sport, not a solo mission. The 10% who win build circles that lift them higher. They surround themselves with people who challenge their limits. They understand that alone you can go fast, but together you go far. The fourth reason, poor financial discipline. Many entrepreneurs start earning and start spending. They confuse income with success. They buy what shines instead of building what lasts. But the 10% think differently. They save when others spend. They invest when others celebrate. They understand that discipline today buys freedom tomorrow. Money doesn't build wealth, wisdom does. Then comes fear of failure, the dream killers. So many brilliant ideas die before they start because people fear what might go wrong. But failure isn't your enemy, it's your greatest teacher. Every loss, every mistake, every closed door, it's shaping you. The 10% understand this truth. You never fail until you stop trying. So they fall, they rise, they fall again, until success has no choice but to surrender. Another silent killer is lack of focus. Distraction is the disease of this generation. One idea today, another tomorrow. They never stay long enough to master one thing. The 10%, they commit. They focus like a laser. They pick one vision and give it everything. They understand that success isn't built in a day, it's built every day. Learning, that's another gap. The 90% stop learning once they start earning. They think passion alone is enough. But passion without knowledge is like fire without direction. It burns everything down. The 10% are lifelong students. They read, they listen, they study people better than them. Because wisdom is the fuel of success. Then there's giving up too early. Pain comes. Sales slow. People doubt them, and they walk away. But here's the truth, every great story has a breaking point. And just before breakthrough comes breakdown. The 10% stay. They fight one more day, one more try, one more step. They turn pain into power. Because winners are just ordinary people who refuse to quit. Adaptability is another secret. The world changes fast. Technology evolves, trends fade, markets shift. But most entrepreneurs remain stuck in yesterday. The 10% move with the times. They learn new skills, try new strategies, embrace innovation. Because survival belongs to the flexible. Now, let's talk about mindset. The 90% see problems. The 10% see opportunities. The 90% complain. The 10% create. The 90% fear competition. The 10% learn from it. Success doesn't start with money, it starts with mindset. What you think determines what you build. Another reason people fail, they can't handle criticism. One bad comment, one rejection, and they give up. But feedback is the mirror that shows you where to grow. The 10% use criticism as fuel. They refine, they improve, they evolve. because diamonds are made from pressure, not comfort. And finally, the biggest reason most entrepreneurs fail, they lose belief. They forget their why. They stop trusting themselves. They stop dreaming because it hurts too much to hope again. So ask yourself, are you chasing money or are you chasing meaning? Are you waiting for perfect timing or are you creating it? Are you building for applause or for impact? Remember, success isn't luck. It's discipline. It's patience. It's consistency when the world isn't watching. The 90% want it fast. The 10% build it strong. The 90% talk. The 10% act. The 90% quit. The 10% endure. Every great entrepreneur you admire once stood where you are uncertain, afraid, and tired. But they made one decision to never stop. So whatever you're building, wherever you are, don't quit now. Don't let fear, doubt, or time steal your dream. Because the world doesn't remember those who almost made it. It remembers those who refuse to give up. Be among the 10%. Think long term. Move with patience. Learn endlessly. Stay disciplined. Voiced by Mindset Plug, feeding your mind for greatness.